This is lesson 149, Geometric Shapes. A polygon is a simple closed shape made up of line segments. A polygon is formed by 3 or more line segments because it can't be 2 or less, because then it would just be 2 lines, not making a shape. A circle is not a polygon because it's not made up of line segments. The shapes in this lesson are plane shaped because they are flat, not 3D like cubes or cylinders. After you watch this video link, read the yellow box, do your worksheet, and greens and homework are optional. So let's look at the yellow box. A simple closed curve does not have a point of intersection. So if I did this, that would not be a simple closed curve because it's open and it has lines that intersect. A polygon is a simple closed curve made of line segments. So anything with a rounded is not going to be a polygon because it has to be made up of straight lines. A triangle is a polygon with 3 sides. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides, and these are examples. A parallelogram has parallel opposite sides. So these two are parallel, meaning if they could go on forever, they would never intersect. And then these opposite sides are parallel to each other. On a rectangle, it's a parallelogram, but it also has 4 right angles. So all of these are 90 degrees. So it's like a square, except that with a square, all the sides are equal length. In a rectangle, 2 are longer, 2 are shorter. A rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 equal sides. So these sides are all the same length, like a square, except it's not right angles. Okay, so it's more like a parallelogram in that way. This one is parallel to this one is parallel to this one, opposites. A trapezoid has only 2 parallel sides. So which ones do you think are parallel in this one? This one and this one. Good. So try to do this class practice based on the information in your yellow box. Place a check in the blank if the shape is a simple closed curve. So just looking at this, remember it has to be closed, no open, and no intersecting lines. So I'm going to say this one, this one, this one, and this one. See, these intersect, can't be that. These, no. All right, then give all the names for these shapes. So they did the first one for you. A square is a simple closed curve, and a polygon, and a quadrilateral, and a parallelogram. See, the opposite sides are parallel. It's also a rhombus, but it's a rhombus with 4 right angles. It's also a rectangle, but it's a rectangle with all 4 equal sides, and it's a square. Try to do some of the others. So this is something you'll find that you do a lot in the kind of math called geometry, and it's proving things about shapes. And you notice here you're going from general to specific. So we start out by saying, well, I'm looking at this shape and I know it's a simple closed curve because there are no intersecting lines and everything is closed here. It's also a polygon because it's made up of line segments. There's no curves here. It's also quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. It's not 3-sided. It's a parallelogram, I see, because these are parallel and these are parallel, which I know you shouldn't assume that, but we know that looking at it. But normally in geometry, you can't just go by looks. It's also a rhombus because all 4 sides are the same length, but it's not a square because you don't have 4 right angles. So let's try to do the next one, which that one looks easy for you. And this is what you should have gotten. It's a simple closed curve. It's a polygon. All the sides are straight line segments, and it's a triangle because it only has 3 sides. Try to do D, E, and F. I started out by saying these are all simple closed curves. I can tell that because there's no intersecting lines and there's no openings in the shape. I can also say these are all polygons because they're all made up of line segments. All three of these shapes are also quadrilaterals because they all each have 4 sides. So D is a trapezoid. I have just 2 parallel lines. E is a parallelogram, but to be more specific, it is a rectangle because we have 90-degree angles here. Right angles. And F is a parallelogram. I don't have right angles, but this is parallel to this, and this side is parallel to this side. Like I said, we're going by how it looks, but when you get into the higher levels of geometry, you really need to have angle measurements and side lengths to make these proofs. Write true or false in each blank. Okay, so a polygon always has 4 sides? Nope. This is a right angle? Yep. That's a point. True. Is a line segment? Nope. It would need to have a period on the end of each of these to be a line segment. A quadrilateral is a triangle with 3 sides. Nope, a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Solve these story problems. Chad's job in April was to paint the inside of the garage. His dad gave him $50 for paint. Chad needed 3 gallons of paint to do the job. The paint cost $13.50 per gallon. How much change did Chad have after he paid for the paint? Okay, so Chad had to pay $40.50 for the paint because he had to buy 3 gallons at $13.50 a gallon. $13.50 times 3 is $40.50, but he had $50, so $50 minus $40.50 left him with $9.50 change. It took Chad several days of working 2 hours per day to complete the job. In all, Chad worked 18 hours. How many days did Chad paint before he completed the job? So basically, I know that Chad worked 2 hours each day, times how many days to get him 18 hours total. I could keep adding 2 until I get all the way to 18. Or I could just say 2 divided into 18 is 9 days. Find the products. You don't have to do the homework. And these are the answers you should have gotten.